Oh, Tuesday Truths. We're back. Sammy Jones, everybody. Sammy Jones, the unbreakable mentor. He reminds us of something simple, but life-changing. You can't heal what you don't feel. I love that. I absolutely love it. I love it when I said that. Sam's journey moves from anger, chaos, and survival to peace, purpose, and presence. And the bridge wasn't willpower. It was safety. It was community. It was learning to regulate emotion one breath at a time. So here's your truth for today. You're not too far gone. You're not broken beyond repair. You're a human being who deserves support. If you needed that reminder, go listen to parts 1 and 2 now and follow Leading Our Own Way so you don't miss the next story and next journey of all these incredible people that just keep coming my way. I absolutely love it. Thanks for joining me on my journey. Here's Leading Our Own Way and today's Tuesday Truths with Sammy Jones. Before we dive in, I want to give a big massive shout out to our now new proud sponsor, Eshu Skincare, a brand that truly aligns with Leading Our Own Way. This Australian-born company is dedicated to keeping skincare simple, effective, and straightforward. They've made waves in the US, even landed in Macy's and over 300 stores, and now they're back with a renewed focus on healthy skin and real results. If you want authentic skincare that fits your lifestyle, check them out in the show notes. Thanks to Eshu Skincare for supporting real stories and mental fitness on Leading Our Own Way. And if you're interested in sponsoring like Eshu Skincare, drop us a message. We'd love to connect.
From chaos to peace.
Interesting words. Why those two words?
Because that's what I was. Wherever I went, I was constant chaos. You know, and a lot of people used to say that, brother, you're chaos, like you're too much. Whereas now I'm just a man of peace and I fully embrace that. Yeah.
How long would you say you've been peaceful for then?
Maybe about 2 years now. Yeah.
That's only a small chapter of your young life, isn't it, really?
It's only a very small chapter. I feel like my life sort of just begun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I was friends with you 5-10 years ago, what Sam would have I seen?
Chaos, you know, living out of my own traumas. I was a very angry, very violent person that very selfish, violent, angry person. Yeah.
When I ask that question, I always get a bit, I don't know what it is. I don't know what the best word to explain it is. But whenever I ask that question to a guest and then they describe themselves, and obviously I know what's coming. I have an idea what's coming at least. But you don't present that to me. We've actually physically met, and it's very rare that I get to say I've physically met. There's only a handful of guests out of the 110 people I've interviewed. And you just don't give me that feeling at all. I think the first time we saw each other, because we'd spoken before, but I think we embraced each other with a hug straight away, you know?
That's the kind of person I try and portray now. It's not portray, the type of person I am, you know. The energy I want to give off is that peaceful energy. You know, for so long I wanted to be that feared man, and I no longer want anyone to fear me. Yeah.
And we'll dig deep into why shortly, about what made you wanted to be feared, because I think that's a very the root of maybe why your journey began in the way it did. But for your present self, before we get into how you're leading your own way, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being rock bottom and 10 being, I like to use the word content, where would you say you sit on that scale right now?
Probably an 8, working towards that 10.
Can we ever be that 10, do you think?
I think we can.
What do you reckon?
I'm content with where I'm at. Just the process of getting to where I want to be is it's a busy process, you know, and I'm just still sort of getting used to that busyness.
Yeah. Well, we'll cover your future plans journey at the end, but for now, you're doing some incredible things. You're on a bit of a mission. How can you tell us? Well, I love the title Leading Our Own Way, by the way, because I think we all look at the world, we all see the same things, but we all feel it differently and maybe perceive it completely different. So therefore, we live with different purposes, we lead with different purposes. How would you consider that you lead your own way now?
Well, setting an example, you know, it's by using my past to help someone else's future. That's how I lead my own way. It's really, I feel if I didn't use my past, if I just got on with life, got a normal job and, you know, was working 9 to 5 at a warehouse or anything like that, I've just wasted 30-something years of my life, you know. But right now, I'm using all my history to help someone else. So it's like, it's got a purpose. I've got a purpose, you know. Yeah. I didn't do all that for no reason. Obviously there was a plan along the way, and I'm following the plan now. So
Certainly are. Well, tell us a little bit about it. Sammy Jones, aka Unbreakable Mentor. Talk to us about Unbreakable Mentor. Tell us about the wonderful things. Tell us about what each day looks like for you.
Mate, each day I'm a man of routine. It's probably why I did so well in jail, in rehab, wherever I go where there's a structured routine, I do well there. You know, so that's why my days now, like I wake up, I go for a walk, I come back, I do some breath work, I meditate, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for, 5 things I love about myself, and 5 positive core beliefs that I hold about myself. I feel that's, if I can start the day off doing that, then I'll start the day off right. You know, I try not to grab my phone straight away, get on my phone, I'll get back to people, you know, a lot of people reaching out and stuff like that for help, and I'll get back to everyone as soon as I can. Then I go about the day, you know, I make sure I stay connected with my family, whether that's calling mum, having a chat with my wife, you know, talking to my daughters before she goes to school, or talking to my oldest daughter when she finally wakes up at like 11 o'clock. But yeah, and then I focus on building the business up and my study. Yeah. Anger as a secondary emotion, you know, and generally that anger is in my case, it was to hide fear. Because I was so scared that people were going to see that I was still that sweet, sensitive, caring kid behind this mask. So I had to use anger. I've got to get you before you get me, because otherwise everyone's going to see that I'm still that sensitive, caring kid. And I don't want anyone to see that, because he was weak, he was vulnerable. And that now, embracing that I am still that sweet, sensitive, caring kid, gets rid of the anger.
If somebody's sitting there in the middle of what you've just said, how do they get over to that point? How do they jump over that fence and not let fear take over the anger take over in particular?
Yet again, try and get with someone that you feel safe and comfortable with, and just start doing that work. Start getting back to that root cause of what it is you're trying to mask. Yeah,
and they have to sit there for a while to get to the root of that, don't they? And there's obviously some great professionals out there that they can seek as well.
Yeah, my favourite saying is you got to feel to heal.
I like that.
You know, it's like, you really do. If you're not going to sit in that feeling, people try and get themselves out of anxiety real quick, or they try and get themselves out of depression really quickly. No, sit in there for a moment, sit in there where you're safe to do so. That's the most important part there, being safe to do so, and see where it leads you.
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Right, well, I'll bring the 3 final questions in. We're just because we're here on Leading Our Own Way, and we're sharing wisdom with the world, we'll still go through things. We'll still find difficult moments in our life. So we have to look into the future. We have to understand our purpose, and we'll get to your purpose, even though it's very crystal clear what your purpose is. What are your future plans going forward?
In the near future, I want to start getting into corporate, start talking to businesses as well. Not just, I'm not going to cut off what I'm doing now, have what I'm doing now, but start getting into the business world as well, and letting men know what a man actually is. You know, because I find it so sick and twisted, especially in some of that corporate sort of side of things. You know, they think because they're a workaholic that it's okay, it's a healthy addiction. Just letting them know how to handle their emotions, how to regulate their nervous system, stuff like that. In the next couple of years, though, the big one we want to do is open our own mental health retreat. So it'll be a drug and alcohol and a mental health retreat. But yeah.
Amazing. Love the future plans, and can't wait to watch you from Melbourne. But anytime you come back this way, we're always say we're going to catch up as well. So
100%.
Love to watch you on that journey, you guys, you and Jess as well. You've given pieces of gems throughout this episode, loads that I can take away alone. But I always ask the guests just to give us one powerful piece of advice to leave us on some of the topic, you know, as a generic part of our journey today. What could you leave us on to as a big takeaway?
I think believe in yourself and believe in your breath. The more you're connected to your breath, the more you can handle life.
Love it.
Yeah.
Perfect. You know, the way I picture your part of your journey, you know, spending so much time in the bikie club and in and out of jail over those times of years, in a sense you're kind of like out of society, aren't you, in a way? Normal society anyway, at least.
Yeah.
When you're entering that now, as I don't know how to call it, cleaner life, or a transformative part of your journey, how are I remember us talking about your human interactions with, you know, everyday people. How did you communicate with people? Did you understand how people were talking to you, how their reactions? It's quite people don't think about that usually, do they? But I don't know, we discussed it on the pre-chat, so I feel like that's really important.
It was, you know, that's something I really struggled with quite a lot, and honest, like I thought I had no friends anymore because all my friends I sort of had to distance myself from because they were still doing the same thing, and you know, they were on their journey at the time, and so I met these new people and they thought, what would I? You know, someone was like, oh, you know, this person was talking rubbish about me at work. I'm like, sweet, let's go bash them. They're like, what's like, mate, no, you can't do that. I'm like, why not? Like, why can't you do that? You know, and things like that. Someone would say something to a friend of mine and I'd just be wanting to rip their head off for a while. I was at work, I was on the job, I was doing asphalting, and then the supervisor would tell me to do something. Who the fuck are you talking to like that, mate? Talk to me with some fucking respect, or...
I mean, they should though, shouldn't they?
Yeah, it's like even normal words that to most people are normal. Like if you call someone champ, that's normal. Hey sport, how you going? Hey chief. Mate, in my world, the world that I came from, you call screws chief. You know, champ means a cocksucker, stuff like that. So it's like people that didn't understand that. So it's kind of like I had to keep reminding myself, they don't know, they don't know, they don't know. You know, and it was like I was so still full of ego because that's what kept me safe for so long. But I didn't know how to switch it off, and I struggled, really struggled. You know, and that's where Jess really supported me a lot through that. You know, it's like, mate, I'll be at the shops and someone would say something to me, and then I'd walk away, but I'd do head miles over it for days. I'd be calling myself, man, you fucking weak piece of shit. Like, you're not a man. Why can't you be smacking? So I'd be telling Jess, babe, I've got to go back, I've got to go get this guy. Like, I can't in my head, you know. And she's like, no, it's all right, just come, just chill, sit, relax. And, you know, she'd talk me through it all. Yeah.
I mean, how long ago was that scenario? Would you say? How many years ago was that?
2022, 23.
So 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So to go from that type of reaction to where you're at now, that's actually not that long of a time. You must have done some shit hard fucking work to even get to the point where you're now actually helping others, right? I think you'd still be on the journey of just yourself, never mind helping others.
That's where it comes down to. That's why I tell people, if you want to work with me, you need 100% commitment. Like, because what I do is not fucking easy. It's not. You've got to take the hardest look at yourself you're ever going to take in your life. But I promise you, if you do that, you'll reap the benefits. It's the gifts of life. Just keep giving every single day. And I'm a firm believer in that, you know. It's stop using the drugs and the alcohol, sweat. Every time I go to jail, I stop using the drugs and the alcohol. Guess what? I'll come out, I'll get triggered. And because I haven't healed anything, I'll just pick up again. You see it all the time, people coming out of rehab, they're in that safe, comfortable environment. As soon as they get out, all they've done is just stop using. As soon as they come out, guess what? Life hits them in the face. What are you going to do then?
The experience, isn't it?
That's it, you know. It's like when your abandonment wound or your rejection wound or your PTSD is getting triggered again. If you haven't worked on it, it's tough. And that's why I did some fucking serious work on myself over the years. And you know, over the years, I've probably been to 7 or 8 rehabs as well. A lot of them were just for court ordered, or not court ordered, but I'll go there because I've been pinched on something and try to get a better sentence or whatever it is. And I took a piece from every single rehab. You know, it's like each one planted a different seed inside of me. So I sort of had an idea of what was going on. That's why even with the talk therapy, I knew what was going on up here. I just didn't know why my body would react to everything still. Because to me, the anger would start off down in my belly and then it would just rise. And as soon as I could feel it over my heart, I knew that my head would just explode. Like,
yeah. What you just witnessed is only a snippet of our amazing conversation this week. This is what Leading Our Own Way is all about. Real stories, real transformation. If you're watching this before Wednesday, part 1 dropped yesterday and part 2 releases tomorrow. But if you're already here after Wednesday, all parts are available now. Head to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts and every other major platform and look for the numbers on the bottom left-hand corner of the episode's covers to start with part 1. Trust me, you don't want to miss this incredible journey.